JavaScript was designed as a single-threaded language, meaning it can only execute one operation at a time in what we call the main thread. This thread is responsible for everything that happens in your web application, such as executing JavaScript code, handling DOM updates, processing user events, managing animations, handling API calls, running timers, and so on. Now imagine trying to juggle all these tasks on a single lane of a highway. As you can see in this diagram, when one task takes too long, it blocks everything else behind it, creating what we call blocking operations. Consider this simple piece of code. In this example, when the expensive calculation runs, it blocks everything else. The user can't click buttons, scroll the page, or interact with your application until the calculation completes. As you can see, the console log doesn't print button clicked until the calculate sum function returns a value. This creates a poor user experience and can even cause browsers to show unresponsive script warnings. Now this is exactly where web workers can come in handy. Consider this example, where there is a DOM or a web page consisting of two buttons. Clicking button 1 performs an expensive task, whereas clicking button 2 performs a lightweight task. Now in JavaScript, we always have the main thread where all our code or user actions execute synchronously. Both button 1 and button 2 run here in the main thread. However, if button 1 is processing a heavy task, button 2 will be delayed until button 1 finishes. This makes the web page feel unresponsive. In such a case, a better solution is to use web workers. By using a web worker, the expensive task from button 1 runs in a separate worker thread. This ensures that button 2 can execute immediately without waiting for button 1 to finish, keeping your web page responsive. So now even if you click button 1 first, you can keep clicking and executing button 2 as many times as you want, regardless of whether button 1 has returned a result or not. And whenever button 1 is ready with its result, it will be outputted accordingly. So ultimately, web workers provide a solution by allowing JavaScript code to run in background threads. These threads run in parallel with the main thread, enabling true multi-threading in JavaScript applications. Web workers are really useful when it comes to executing CPU-intensive tasks, processing large amounts of data, or performing complex calculations. Now here's a complete example showing how to implement web workers in your JavaScript project. Alright, so now here we have a very simple example. Let me first go to my index.html. Here you can see I have two buttons, which is the calculate total sum and the change background color. Alright, and this file, the HTML file, is linked to the script.js. So over here in the script.js, all I'm doing is I am taking a reference to the total sum button via the ID. So total sum button points to the calculate total sum button over here, and BG button points to the change background color button over here. And this body over here, this body selector, is something that we don't need, so I can remove this. So if you read this code, it's pretty simple. All we are doing over here is when we click on calculate total sum, then we are attaching an event listener to it, which is listening to the click event. So on clicking this button, we are simply summing from 0 to 10 billion. And then we are updating the sum variable. And once the entire summation is complete, basically the for loop has iterated through 10 billion items, then we alert our total sum. Alright, so as you can already imagine, because we are iterating through 10 billion items, this is going to be a pretty expensive task. And then on the other hand, on clicking this change background color, this is pretty simple. All it's doing is it's just checking if the color of the entire body, basically this entire web page, if it's not red. So if it's not red, then change it to red. And if it's red, then change it to white. So if I click on this change background color, you can see it just changes the color from red to white and so on. So now the issue in this code is because when we click total sum button, it performs such an expensive task. This can cause the other elements in our website to be blocked until this calculation has completed. So to show you an example, what I'll do is I will first click on calculate total sum, and then I'll try to click on change background color, and you will notice that until calculate total sum hasn't returned its response, the background color doesn't actually change. So just notice this. I'll click on calculate total sum first, and then I'll click on change background color, and you see nothing happens. The background color isn't changing because I clicked on calculate total sum and this iteration is happening. So until this hasn't returned its response, as you can see now, we get the alert message, which means calculate total sum has returned its response. So now after it has returned its response, now if I click on change background color, then you can see it works fine. But if I click on this first and then I click on this, then it blocks the main thread. So I'm not able to change the background color until the calculate total sum has finished its complete execution. Now this is an issue, right? Because a user wouldn't enjoy such a lag. So if there's any CPU intensive task going on in your application, then the user won't be able to interact with the other parts of your web page. They won't be able to scroll properly. They won't be able to click on other buttons and so on. So what is the solution for this? The solution for this is, as I explained, the solution for this is to move this heavy calculation, this expensive calculation, to what we call a worker thread. So basically I'll move this to a separate thread instead of the main thread. So in that case, what happens is this gets removed from the main thread. So the main thread will only have the change background color part. So no matter how many times I click on the change background color, the background will keep changing because the main thread won't be dependent on this heavy computation anymore. This computation will be occurring in a different thread. And whenever this result has been returned, that thread, the worker thread, can return this response from that thread to the main thread. Alright, so now let's just see how all of that happens. It's really very simple. So first of all I have to do is I'll go here to the top and I will create a worker, which will be nothing but new worker, and this will contain the file where I'm going to write the logic for the worker. So in this case, I will create a new file. I will name it worker.js. I'll just reduce the size of this, and then I'll go to the script.js, and here I will write nothing but worker.js. So I'm creating a new worker, and that worker is going to refer to the worker.js file. Alright, now there's two things that you need to know, very simple things. So one is we should be able to tell the worker from the script.js that I want you to execute this task, and then in the worker, I want to ensure that once that task has been executed, I want to send that message back to the script. So basically we need to find a way to communicate between the script and the worker and vice versa. So to do that, we have something called onMessage and postMessage. So onMessage listens to the message that's coming from the script or from the worker, and the postMessage sends the message to the worker, or it sends the message from the worker to the script. Alright, now let's see that in action. So what I'll do is we need to remove this expensive computation from the script.js. So I'll just comment this out for now. And what I'll do instead is I'll write worker.postMessage, and I will send a message, let's say sum. So this means from the script, I'm sending a message named sum to the worker. Now the worker needs to listen to this message sum. Alright, so to do that, all I can do is I can write something called self.onMessage, and this is going to be a function which takes in a message just like that. So you might wonder what self is. Well, self is nothing but it refers to the worker. Similarly, in the script.js file, the way we can use window.something, in that same way, self over here refers to the web worker API. Alright, so I can write self.onMessage, and we are receiving this message, right? So here, what I can do is I can first console log the message. So let's write console.log message. So now, if I actually click on the total sum button, we should be sending an event named sum, and in the worker, we should be receiving that message. So let's just see what the message object over here has. So I'll just open the console. There you go. I'll keep this right at the bottom, just like that. And now if I click on calculate total sum, you see we get a message event, this one right over here. And if I open this, you can see if I go to data, then we have something called the sum. So what I can do over here is I can say if message.data is equal to nothing but the sum, only in that case I want to run that expensive computation. So what I'll do is I will only copy this expensive computation, I'll remove it from here, and I'll simply paste it here. Alright, and then once this computation is completed, I want to be able to send the sum to the script.js file. So how do I do that? To do that, all I have to do is self.postMessage and just write sum. Alright, so if I do self.postMessage sum, it sends back this sum to the script.js. Alright, now in the script.js, I have to listen to the event that's coming from the worker. In the same way, in the script.js, the way I sent the message to worker and the worker was listening to an event from the script using onMessage, I have to do the same thing now because the worker is not sending a message to the script. So I have to listen to the message coming from the worker in the script. So to do that, it's pretty simple. I have to do the same thing. the way we use self.onMessage here I'll write worker.onMessage, which is nothing but a function again, which takes in a message. And here all I can do is I can take this alert that we had and I can put that alert over here. And instead of sum, I will write nothing but message.data, because the message.data is going to contain this sum, right? So now what should happen is, if I click on calculate total sum first, it's going to do that expensive computation in the worker thread. And because it's happening in a separate thread and the main thread is empty, so I can change the background color as many times I want, even if this calculation is still going on. So just to show an example of that, let me first remove this console log. So now I will click this calculate total sum first. So I'll click this and then I'll keep on changing the background color, and you see it works perfectly fine. So the background color keeps changing regardless of whether or not the calculate total sum has completed its expensive calculation or not. I can keep changing the background color, and now you see the expensive calculation is finally complete and the sum has been returned. But despite of the expensive calculation still going on, I was still able to interact with the UI elements or change the background color and have any sort of blockage. So this was working because that expensive calculation was happening in a separate thread, the worker thread, which allowed the main thread to be empty, causing all the UI interactions to be present in the main thread and allowing it to be executed immediately. So this is the benefit of web workers, and this is a very nice and simple example to visualize web workers. Now, it's important to note that web workers can come with some important limitations. One of them being that web workers do not have access to the DOM, meaning that workers cannot directly manipulate the DOM. So they can't access window, document, or parent objects. Do remember that while working with workers. So all in all, web workers are a powerful tool for improving web application performance by enabling true parallel processing in JavaScript. While they come with certain limitations, their ability to handle CPU-intensive tasks without blocking the main thread makes them really important for web development, as it helps provide better user experiences, especially when dealing with complex computations or large data processing tasks. So that's all for the video. If you found it insightful, drop a like and subscribe for more.